Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my February price prediction for Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out as well as when I do live streams. My next live will be Monday afternoon about 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you can join in on the lives, ask your questions. And we always have a good time as well. Despite the markets being down, it has been a rough start to 2026. I did predict Bitcoin pretty accurately. We'll show that on the charts for January. So what's going to happen coming forward for February? Let's get into it. Let me show you the charts in the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here with the current Dogecoin chart here at the beginning of February, 10.5 cents. We have 10.5 cent Dogecoin. Again, it's not the price that you want, but it's the price we have. So we go from here. We have had some dips down to 0.0999. Yes, overnight we did have some dips below 10 cents. So back up to 10.5. Bitcoin is at 77.8, and Bitcoin did drop down to 74.676 overnight. So that is below Michael Saylor's Strategy B MicroStrategy average Bitcoin price, which is at 76K. That's their average, so dipped below their average early this morning and late last night. If we zoom out though and we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see that it has been a selling kind of market here toward the end of January. A lot of this is tied to Michael Saylor himself, because I believe that CZ and Binance, Wintermute, all that are behind it. Again, 2022, they took out Do Kwon, they took out Sam Bankman-Fried. I think they're doing the same thing with Michael Saylor. Now that's a big conspiracy theory, I know, but I'm behind it because that's just what they do. Why would they sell so much Bitcoin? That's so much money. I said, they don't care. They've got so much money. They're controlling the market. They continue to control the market. They continue to dump the price, taking out long leverage trades. We look at the heat maps during our live streams and we can see hundreds of millions of dollars every day, and sometimes even $1 billion in a day on these big pullbacks. That is what has been happening. That's what's been happening. But this was my prediction for January of Bitcoin. We started, actually I made this prediction back here on the 31st of December, and so that's where I started, even though the year actually started a little lower. This was my relief rally. I thought Bitcoin would get up and touch 100K. It got up to 98, which was close, but that was my relief rally. And then I said it would fall back, and it did exactly that, and ended the year just about exactly where I thought it would be. And since then, well, it dropped lower. So that constant selling pressure here is bear market, as I've been talking about since the end of October 2025. Bearish. And that's not what I want, right? And Dogecoin did have a nice little run up at the beginning of January, up to 15.5 cents. And it actually almost touched 16 cents here on the 5th or 6th of January. Had another little run. We were looking at these double tops, double bottom, double top, and I thought we'd come down lower and we would hit another little double bottom, but that didn't play out. We just had more dips than I thought. So Dogecoin ended up down for the month. So where do we go from here? Well, right now, Dogecoin fear and greed is at extreme fear. So is Bitcoin's, no doubt. Extreme fear in the markets again, just when we thought we were getting back up to neutral. Down we go, back into extreme fear. That's pretty tough. Dogecoin price prediction. Here's why investors are dumping Doge. That's right. In the final days of January 2026, the meme coin narrative is fading away. While many had hoped for a repeat of past to the moon runs, the charts are telling a different story. The social momentum that once fueled viral rallies is fading. Investor sentiment is shifting. Speculation driven by jokes and trends is losing its appeal. So, yeah, that's not good, right? at around 11 cents. Dogecoin has only been able to start the year in a stagnant position. The coin has been trapped in a narrow range, although it made a short attempt to break higher in early January. Its market cap would have been approximately 19 billion, though it's getting lower. Volume is shrinking. The initial rushes, which used to transform millionaires into a far-off dream, analysts are even making somber warnings. Others anticipate Doge would fall to less than 8 cents by the close of 2026. I think that's going to be more the summertime, and I think we're going to get a bit of a rally come fall time, which I talked about in my entire 2026 price prediction video for Doge that I made back on January 1st. So there are different views here right now. Some think that by the end of February we'll be up about 14 cents, despite bearish indicators. So thinking that there may be a turnaround that is going to come. This comes from Cameron Oshkar, a well-known figure in cryptocurrency circles. I've never heard of the guy, but hey, anybody can make a prediction, right? So I'm giving you mine. But here's his, and he thinks, and he made this back on January 29th for no other reason than Doge is coiling up. At the time, Doge was over 12 cents, and he thought we'd be rocketing up to 14 cents. Well, that didn't happen. Doge fell lower and is now down at 10.5 cents. So, nope, incorrect on this guy's front. Doge price prediction targets 12 cents. Recovery by mid-February despite oversold conditions. So this is another bullish outlook that, I don't know, we'll see how that plays out. But from late January, remained relevant to current market conditions. That this is Peter Zhang. He projected Dogecoin could reach 16-cent resistance despite consolidation phases. Darius Baruro suggested a similar 16 to 17 cent target by month end. However, these predictions were made when Doge was trading higher, around 12 cents. The current price is in the tens. Those targets represent significant upside potential of 60 to 75% from current levels. That's how much Doge would have to go up to get to 17 cents. And we weren't at 17 cents too long ago, but now we're down in the tens. Getting up to 17 cents is going to be hard. So just trying to keep your expectations in line with the reality of what's happening, because RSI is oversold, MACD is bearish, Bollinger Band position is down or lower than the Bollinger Band. So all of these are bearish. You would think these would all turn around, but that doesn't mean they can't go lower in a bear market. So when we look at Changelly so far has the month pretty accurate, kind of chopping around straight around 10.5 cents, and at least through February 12th, thinks that this is going to continue. A little chop down, a dip to 9.5, come back up to 11 cents to start the month. And we're bearish, 89% bearish right now on the Dogecoin technicals. However, they think that come February 12th, we're going to see a little bit of a rally in the middle of the month. And by the time we get to Chris Pax's birthday here on February 24th, we'll be around 13 cents. So 13 cents. Now it's not 16 or 17, but it is up 23%. So we'll be watching and see what can make that happen. Because right now, I mean, that would have to be a big Bitcoin rally, I think, in order to get Doge to get up to 13. Because Dogecoin doesn't trade like this when there are catalysts or things that really cause Dogecoin to spike. It doesn't have these very small bits of moves up and moves down. I mean, we saw a bit of that over the summer, but summer the volume was low. Maybe we got the volume low again, and we'll see a little bit of that. But they're predicting by the end of the month, we'd be back around 11.8 to 12 cents at the end of the month for Changelly. And this is CoinCodex, and CoinCodex is very similar to Changelly, kind of still moving around in this low range, of which in February, the minimum price they think is going to be 10.12. Well, we already blew that, right? Because we hit 9.99 cents early this morning, average of 11.43, max of 13.2. So they still think we might reach 13 cents in the middle of the month. I am not so optimistic. We look at our monthly returns, and right now, we're actually, well, let me refresh this because I think this needs to be refreshed. Yeah, up 1% so far for the month of February from where we started because we had that dip going into the end of January 31st. We look at previous Februaries and we see in 2024 we were up 50%. However, in 2025, with fear of tariffs starting to mount, we were down 38%. So that's how volatile we have seen Februaries in the past. If we look at the 4-year cycles, down 6% in 2022 and 2018 was about even. I think we're going to be in this 2018 zone, and I think we're going to be probably ending the month around 10.5, 11 cents with a little bit of volatility up and down, but I think overall, I think it's going to be a quiet month for Dogecoin. If we look at Bitcoin, we see that Bitcoin so far, Q1, Bitcoin is down 11%. Q1, Ethereum is down 23%. Q1, Dogecoin down 10%. So Dogecoin is actually outperforming Bitcoin and ETH so far in 2026. Bitcoin had a great 2024, up 43%, but 2025, fear of tariffs again, down 17%. So we can see even Bitcoin can have quite a difference of change. Bitcoin in 2022 was up 12%. In 2018, again, pretty much even at 0.47. So I think from here, we're going to see Bitcoin right around the same price, around 77K. So it's probably a range from 76 to 78, 79, probably at the end of February. Now there's always something that can change it. Here's the X Money account on X. This is the wild card, right? Elon Musk, X. If X Money launches, I think Dogecoin goes on a bit of a rally, and we could get back up to 16, 17 cents. And that would be quite a percentage from where we are now at 10.5 cents. That would be quite a move, but Dogecoin has the possibility of doing that. And if Dogecoin does go on that kind of run, we'll see a lot of other cryptos follow where Dogecoin can lead a bit of a rally. So that's the wild card that's still out there for Dogecoin. So not a great overall outlook for February going ahead. I think we're just going to be mostly trading around in this range here, 10 to 12 cents. And who knows, we may see 13 cents by my birthday. And if we stayed up there, hey, happy birthday to me. But we'll be watching that throughout the month. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Dogecoin February price prediction? Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.